Ka kia I chat duasak ich ayachat lukahadi nachatsati. Athna dakahidi yechit shangupedi yadi ayachat gunana nachatsati. My Tlingit name is Ka Kia, and my English name is Crystal Rose Dementive Worl. I am from the Raven Sockeye clan on my father's side, and from my mother's side, I am Degaton Athabaskan from Fairbanks, Alaska. I am a visual mixed media artist, and I live in Juneau, Alaska. My brother Rico and I own Trickster Company, and we are an innovative Indigenous graphic design and art gift shop. I've just always been into art, didn't plan to be an artist, but it was something that I just always loved doing. Rico and I, and our other brother Kyle, we would build tiny little miniature shops where we'd build tiny little mini products that we would sell, and those were our toys growing up. So we've been doing that since we were kids, and it was just a fun way to be visualizing what something could look like and then creating it out of paper and glue and crayons. My mom taught me to bead at a young age. My grandma taught me to sew. It's our atu, it's our regalia. It's ingrained in being Indigenous, being creative. I just completed a mural commemorating Elizabeth Pradovich. She is a Tlingit activist that during the 1940s helped advocate and pass the first anti-discrimination law in Alaska. We never learned about her in school, but my family made sure that I knew who she was. For me, as an Indigenous woman from her clan, I'm super honored and proud to commemorate her, to deck her out in some of my brother's designs and earrings, and put some formline design behind her, which is the Raven Sockeye, our clan crest. It's polytab, which is the same material they use to make parachutes, but it's primed, and a high-res image is printed onto it. It was in panels, and I had each panel hanging up on this wall and would paint and try to make the strokes line up between each panel. And so that was a giant shifting of puzzle piecing and Tetrising in the little studio, and having 5 people in here rotating, and you paint that, you paint the star, you paint the moon, you do silver, you do black, you do gold. I was really touched to have just the most incredible crew, amazing apprentices. They were all Indigenous and pursuing the arts, and they helped me paint the mural, they helped me install the mural. We apply the mural cloth in panels on the wall with adhesive. You apply it on, and then you use a scraper to scrape out the remnants behind the goop, the adhesive goop behind it. It's very messy. And there were some gaps that were left that I had to go in and hand paint and do color matching to make the seams go away. And then the weather fluctuated, and so it started bubbling. And so I had to go back up there with a needle and clear the bubbles, and I'll probably have to do that next summer as well. Go in and check the bubbles again, do touch-ups, and then do another 1 or 2 layers of sealant. As a fellow clan member, as a participant in my culture, I'm inspired by Elizabeth Pradovich, that she was a proud Indigenous woman that stood very strong during a time that it must have been very, very difficult to. So I'm super proud that I can be reflecting that in the art, in her mural, and hopefully in myself as well, in the way I carry myself and the way I am proud and stay strong with my artwork. It's incredibly rewarding to see it up there, and for people in the community to come up to me and say that they're proud to see it. It's a big piece, and I'm just super honored that I can commemorate Elizabeth Pradovich. I like the challenge, but there were definitely multiple days that I broke down and had imposter syndrome. It's difficult to be a female or Indigenous doing the art career full time. I live with anxiety, I live with a lot of ups and downs, and it does affect my art and my productivity. And it's not something I can force to go away, but I can acknowledge that it's there when it is, and that it's there to challenge my strength, and that I've gotten through it once before, I can do it again. One of the greatest moments in my life was being able to have a mentor, being able to be an apprentice and study under someone I admire and feel moved by. My mentor is Robert Davidson. He's a Haida artist based in BC, Canada. Robert taught me about the power of visualization. If I can visualize something and I'm willing to do the work and put in the time and the effort, I can do it. I hope to instill something similar and also to, motivate our young people to realize they can achieve what they want with their lives. Be professional and stay motivated and do a good job and be proud to do it. When you look at formline artwork, you can always see a really well executed design is well balanced. Your eye will flow throughout the piece. I think every Tlingit person can say balance is the structure of our kinship. You look at, we have two modis that are considered opposites, the raven and the eagle. And the raven and eagle clans always balance one another out. That balance is reflected in the art, it's reflected in our regalia, how we acknowledge one another. This reciprocal relationship of creating harmony and balance between opposites. My thing is exploring, what does that mean for color? When I went to school, I learned a lot about color theory, and it's just endless amounts of exploration of how color can balance, contrast, be dynamic, be subtle. It can really define and create a piece and say something. It can be bright, it can be screaming, shiny, iridescent. And the raven in me really likes the shiny and bright. I hope that I'm being a good role model for Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of how we can create a relationship and share Indigenous values and stories globally in a healthy and meaningful way. And I hope that a lot of my artwork raises the value of Indigenous art and the awareness. Every supporter that helped make the mural happen and continue to support me through my art, I want to say that I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that. And I'm looking forward to more art coming, not just from me, but other community members. I hope this is just the beginning.